So I just made the video about the whole thing of treating men the way women hate to be treated, and it's still fucked up, and kind of men rape, sorry, and how men don't have to be the big strong one, and the women can, in fact, overpower a man or manipulate them or whatever else. And then afterwards I was thinking back to this anime that I hate, but not for the same reason everyone else hates it. Mirai Nikki, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, my Japanese is terrible, or Future Diary is this anime about that I just don't like. So much things I don't like about it, but not the same thing that everyone else doesn't like about it. Sorry, I already said that. Where these people are sucked into this game of killing each other, and they each have a diary or a journal with them, usually on their cell phone, which I found a little weird, but anyways, that tells them what's going to happen next type deal. And there's just a couple things I have problems with that show. One of the main things is the unhealthy relationship between Yu and Yukki. Or you know is what it said on I remember her name being Yu. Anyways, it's the same thing I hate about Twilight is the obsessive, manipulative, controlling, like, thing, and the fact that the fucking person fucking falls for it and ends up with them. It just, there's so many opportunities for a healthier relationship, and then no, even though, like, she drugs him and just the fact that the main thing that I had a problem is the fact that he, like, goes with her, falls in love with her, and becomes so obsessed with her to the point where I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending pissed me off the most. Anyway, so that's the things that I have wrong with the show, and the fact that he kills everyone, not just the fucking people he's supposed to kill, like his friends who weren't even in the game, and just, why? Anyways, but the thing that everyone else hates about the game is that this the main character, like, there's two main characters, the boy and the girl is like this psycho-obsessive stalker thing, and the girl knows how to fight and is pretty much saving his ass all the time, and he doesn't know how to fight, so he's completely unprepared, and everyone's hating that. Is like, dude, if you're in the fight to the death, you're gonna fight to the death, and if I was in that situation, I hate that term, I'll explain why in a bit, and saying he's like, letting a girl fight your battles for you, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, actually, I really like that aspect. That's the only aspect of the show that I actually really like, because the girl grew up in an extraordinarily abusive household where she had to pretty much fight to survive. So yeah, she's gonna be a little bit more willing to kill people, and a little bit more capable of killing people. And then he grew up with no real conflict. He was kind of a loner, depressed, no real any sort of physical aptitude, or he was depressed, but he didn't really have any sort of trauma in his life. So looking at that, just don't even know anything else about the characters. Of course, the person with the abusive and having to fight to survive, and the kind of the being abused to the point where, like, you have to, really defend yourself, like really, really defend yourself. I don't want to spoil some of the big plot twists, but that person is going to be more willing to fight to the death than the kid. He's a kid, by the way. He's not like an adult who doesn't want to kill and thinks this whole situation is fucked up, which it fucking is, and everything else. And everyone's like, oh, well, you're letting your girl fight for you and everything else. I'm like, no, if you just look at the characters, he has no reason to be able to do the shit, to handle this. She has every reason, so it makes fucking sense that she's the one who is kicking ass and killing everybody. But of course, everyone's like, oh, he's so whiny, and he's so, like, weak and whatever. No, I get pissed off at inaccuracies all the fucking time. So the fact that they actually did that, I was really happy about that. But of course, everyone's all bitching, and I'm like, if the genders were reversed, you'd have no problem with the girl being unable to do anything, but the guy being able to do everything. Like, and there's nothing fucking wrong with not being able to kill people. Like, that's actually a good thing. And the whole, like, oh, if I was in a situation where I had to kill others or else I'd get killed, I would kill people. You don't fucking know that. believe me, you think you have this idea of yourself, and then when you actually end up in a serious situation like that, you have no idea how you're going to react. Oftentimes you'll be completely surprised at yourself on how you react, because it's all well and fine in your head where there's no consequences, but when you end up in a real life situation where like serious shit is going down, you are a totally different person. Nobody actually knows how they're going to react in a serious situation until they are in that serious situation. I know this from personal experience. I know this because I'm fascinated with psychology. Just an example is kind of going the other way. The Milgram obedience experiment. Nobody thought that they would continue torturing this person by the person. Like, basically what it was they had this thing set up where one person that was an actor would be in one room, and then another person, the subject, would be in this room, and then they would ask him questions, and every time he got it wrong, they would buzz him, and then the actor would pretend to be getting electric shock. It's increasing in severity continually, and meanwhile there would be an authoritative figure, the doctor or whatever, that would encourage them to continue even though they were like howling in pain and banging on the wall. And nobody thought that they would continue to the point of extreme pain just because some authoritative figure told them to, but they fucking did. And it wasn't like a threatening kind of like, you better continue. It was just like, no, continue. It's fine. Go ahead. So, because the thing is that you can do a lot worse things when someone tells you to do them, because then you're not the one who has to face the repercussions. I was just doing what I was told. But when you have to make the decision on how to act on your own, you receive all repercussions and all backlash, so it's really fucking hard. Trust me, I've been in a situation where I always had this idea of myself that if ever I had to get into a position of defending people or kicking ass or doing whatever, or getting into a fight to protect someone, I would jump in right away. But then one time, an opportunity like that presented itself, and I froze. I was so, like, baffled at myself. I'd even brought a monkey wrench, because I had heard this fight going on outside, and this person was hitting someone else, so I grabbed a monkey wrench, and I had slid up my sleeve. And I walked down, and I saw the person on top of the other one hitting the guy's head on the cement, and I was like, I can't get involved with this, so then I walked to the corner and hailed down a police car, which is the responsible and proper thing to do, but I had always had this idea that I'd be some sort of vigilante or situation, and I would kick ass or something. I mean, I'd even taken self-defense and martial arts classes and everything else, and I knew how to fight, but I froze, seeing the violence before me. And, I mean, they've done, like, soldiers in wars. In Vietnam War, for example, very few soldiers would shoot to kill, because they would just say, oh, my aim was off, or I'm just a shitty shot, so that they don't have to take the responsibility of killing another human being. So, and that's like an anonymous human being, someone you haven't seen before and is just passing by, and is an enemy soldier. And these soldiers had trouble killing them. So, no, you say... You live a comfy life where you've never had to deal with conflict, and then you say, if I was in that situation, I'd be able... No, you wouldn't be. I'm sorry. But unless you're a psychopath, no, you wouldn't be. And I'm not saying psychopath in the term that many people use. I mean actual clinical psychopath, a lack of empathy for others. That's the only sort of situation, unless you've already been desensitized to said violence, which I don't care how much you watch on TV, I mean real life desensitization of violence and having to make the decisions for yourself, not watching someone else make the decisions or taking someone's orders, because that's a totally different situation. Having the social anxiety of it, even just having to take account, the same reason why you feel embarrassed when you fuck up in public, having to take accountability for something you did that wasn't right, even if it wasn't necessarily wrong. You know, like, you don't know how you're going to act in a situation until you are in that situation. Like, there have been so many times where I've been proven wrong. And like, you really don't know until you get into that situation. There have been so many instances of people who thought that they could kill someone, and then they find out that they couldn't. No matter how much they were being tricked or ordered to, they just couldn't. So, I don't care if your life is on the line. You probably wouldn't be able to, because you live a comfortable, non-violent life. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but no. So stop getting mad at this kid who never knew any sort of struggle in his life, who empathizes and wants and cares about people, to not be able to fucking murder people. Like, and yes, it makes fucking sense that the psycho chick who's obsessed with this guy and to the point of, like, drugging and kidnapping him is gonna fucking kill people. That makes fucking sense. So, yeah. So, same sort of thing with the Iron Man 3, how people got mad at Iron Man having PTSD. I'm sorry, but even the most hardened soldiers get fucking PTSD. You go through a trauma, you get fucking traumatized. Makes fucking sense. Jesus Christ. Stop oversimplifying complicated situations in which you couldn't possibly understand. Like, come on, guys. Thanks for watching.